Everybody, Donnie Rightside here with SportsbookReview.com. We took a look at the NFC playoff picture a few days ago. Now we're going to focus on the AFC. Top heavy here in the AFC. Not too much to decipher in the top 3 to 4 seeds here, but a heavy logjam fighting for those 5th and 6th seeded wild cards. Why don't we dip into it? If you take a look at the number 1 overall seed, that's the New England Patriots. Number 2, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 4, Kansas City Chiefs. 5, Tennessee, and 6, Buffalo. Those are going to be due to change. We're going to go over some intricacies there we can take a look at heading down the backstretch. Week 16 and Week 17, very, very hard to bet these 2 weeks in the NFL because there are a lot of moving parts. Who needs it? Who doesn't need it? It's going to be key to the equation. And a lot of the times these last 2 weeks, even right up to kickoff, who's going to need these football games and who is eliminated is certainly going to be a challenge here. And also, you're going to see attacks on a lot of these football teams, folks, that need to get into the playoffs and still fighting for their lives, as opposed to the other football teams that are sitting on the outside looking in. Let's take a look at the top heavy part of the AFC. Number 1, the New England Patriots are sitting there 11-3, holding down the top overall seed due to beating the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. We knew that was going to come down to the wire. It certainly did. Some interesting non-catch information that we went over, and also an interception there with Ben Roethlisberger at the end of the game. That gives New England the top seed. I don't see them relinquishing it, folks. Both 2 home games to end the season. Double-digit favorite this weekend versus the Buffalo Bills, and certainly ending the season with a backup quarterback and the New York Jets. They should be able to win those 2 football games and hold down the top seed in the AFC. If we take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers here, you're going to have them go down to Houston as a double-digit favorite. Antonio Brown is not going to play in this football game. I don't think it's going to matter much. Houston looks like they're pretty much dead in the water. And then they're going to finish up the season at home versus the Cleveland Browns. Everybody beats the Cleveland Browns. So if you're looking at those 2 seeds there, don't see them changing. They're the top 2 overall seeds with the bye week should go to the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, that's going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars here. You know, big win last couple weeks, and certainly looking forward to put their imprint on the playoffs heading forward. Jacksonville holding down the 3rd seed, goes to San Francisco to play a hot Jimmy Garoppolo San Francisco team. That's not going to be an easy one here. Line sitting at 4.5. Do we expect the Jaguars to win this football game? Sure we do. They're overall the better football team, but you never know what's going to take place. And also, you still have Jacksonville trying to fight for that overall seeding to try to get in and maybe take down Pittsburgh, because they did beat Pittsburgh early in the season. They might be able to overtake them if Pittsburgh does slip up. But again, I don't think that's going to take place. Number 4, the Kansas City Chiefs, by de facto winning the AFC West here. They're going to give them the overall 4 seed. They have Miami on this weekend, a double-digit favorite, laying as much as 10 in some outlets, 10.5 also. Then finishing up the season with a haphazard Denver Broncos squad. They should be able to hold down that 4 seed. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th right here, and I do include the 8th seed because there's going to be a lot of moving parts coming up here. Number 5, Tennessee currently holds that 5th position, but can you have a harder edge to the season, end to the season for this squad? You're going to have the Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars, but you do have them at home coming off 2 awful losses to NFC West opponents with the 49ers and also the Arizona Cardinals. Can they bounce back? They're getting almost a touchdown right now as we film this from the Los Angeles Rams. Then you're going to finish up the season with the Jacksonville Jaguars, who still are going to try to fight for that number 2 seed, so they're not going to be resting any players. They're going to try to go in there and beat the Tennessee Titans. Titans should already have this spot locked up, but doesn't look good here riding it out, because obviously we know the Rams do need it also in the NFC West. The 6th team sitting right now, the Buffalo Bills, can't have a worse opponent to go into New England when New England still has to win out in order to take down that top overall seed. They're getting, what, 12, 13 points at this point, depending on where you're shopping at, and they do end the season at Miami. So not an easy task for the Buffalo Bills. On the 7th spot looking in, folks, here, the Baltimore Ravens. Can you have a better way to get in the playoffs? Sitting currently at 8-6, obviously tied with Buffalo 8-6 and Tennessee at 8-6. The Baltimore Ravens going to have Indianapolis favored by just about 2 touchdowns at home, then finish the season with the team that's already quit, the Cincinnati Bengals. I think Baltimore's going to be able to jump up there and take either the 5th or 6th seed. The Chargers on the outside looking in at the Jets. They should win that football game, but how much motivation they have? The biggest game of their season was lost in the Arrowhead, with Kansas City prevailing and certainly propulsing Kansas City into the playoffs here. It looks like it's going to propel them into the playoffs. But heading up the bottom, also the Oakland Raiders at 6-8. Even if they do win out, I believe the algorithms come up like a 5 or 6% chance of getting to the playoffs, even if they win versus the Philadelphia Eagles and also versus the Chargers, which I probably think they are going to lose both of those football games, because the Eagles are probably going to need this football game on Monday Night Football on Christmas to be able to take it down. So heading down the backstretch, folks, good bit of advice. Always wait and make sure you know the scenarios heading in, because you never want to bet a football team that's out of it are just out of it when they say, you know what, by the time kickoff, we don't really need this football game. It's a business decision for a lot of these players. Are you going to really lay it on the line if it doesn't matter much? You're just close to the finish line here, that if you can keep yourself healthy, obviously looking into a contract season the next year, just looking to hold on in the NFL, that certainly does play a big part. But look for the Baltimore Ravens to jump in to that 5th or 6th seed to end with the playoffs. For everything professional football, especially heading into the playoffs, always check out sportsbookreview.com. Give us a follow on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button every single time we release a video. Get that notification and chime in there. And also, if it's a live chat box, come in and say hello at SBR Sports Picks on Twitter. Great follow there. Also, check out the free odds service, sbrodds.com. When you ever get those line movements late in the day, you want to see where it's tracking, and it's all free, folks. Give us a look up there as well. I'm Donnie Rightside for sportsbookreview.com. Have a great day and good luck betting into the playoffs.